Hi everyone, this is Salvi coming to you with some VTuber news today. I do try to get you as much as I can, and of course I do hope I earn a subscription, and I do hope I earn a follow, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And of course be sure to do that before the video ends, and I do hope that you enjoy the things that I have for you. Vice never seems to be on the right side of anything, in the sense of they're never right on what they are doing. Anna Valens has been somebody who did the hit piece on, if I'm not mistaken, on Allure. Then they did another hit piece on Kersha. Then they did another hit piece on VTubers and supposed bigotry that is in VTubing. That is their most recent hit piece. And they hide behind, which is horrible because I have trans people in my community, they hide behind the trans moniker to try to deflect any kind of criticism. They create the idea that any criticism they receive is because they are trans. No. I have trans people in my community. I love the trans people in my community. I have nothing against trans people overall. I hate people, whether you are trans, straight, cis, white, black, etc. I hate people who do horrible things, who decide to make hit pieces and decide to want to harm someone else, harm their livelihood, because they do not agree with what you do. That is who I hate. I don't hate people for who they are, like what they look like. I don't hate people for what they identify themselves as. I don't hate people for any of their identifying marks other than their personality. That's what I hate people for. Their personality, the way that they act, the way that they put themselves out there. Anna Valens puts themselves out there in a way that is very antagonistic to people of various communities, and like I said, she tries to hide behind the fact that she is trans. So that is not good. That hurts the trans community. That hurts the community that she claims to be a part of more than it helps. And it hurts, Vice, which Vice doesn't really care about it. So, it hurts Vice, it hurts other people, it's gonna really, absolutely hurt Vice to stand behind her. So that is what it is. It is what it is. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. And of course, it is my point, my place out there to call it out when I see it. SunnySplosion is in the news today, and SunnySplosion is, of course, a VTuber who was a part of, Company A for a bit. Then they became an independent again because they were SunnySplosion before they went to Company A. They were independent for a bit, and then they became a part of Glitchstar's Dreamers, along with Hiragi Emuri, Mogu Ghost, and Nova Aokami. And today, the news is, from there, this is their Twitter, of course, they put it on Twitter, that they have received the new play button. They had their old play button from their, their main channel. Their new play button was from their secondary channel. I believe their old channel has over 200K. The secondary channel, I think, recently got over 100K. And they now have the secondary plaque here. Of course, they liked the new look more than the old look. The old look, new look. Old look is on the left. New look is on the right, if I'm not mistaken. They like the new look a lot. It looks kind of fancy, kind of like, wow. I mean, it does look different. It does look way different. And, of course, they are showing it off here with Evanito. So it looks beautiful together. Maito, Winter Charm. A lot of people giving them congratulations. A lot of people very happy that they got this. I'd do anything for the old school one, though. They look so much better on a wall. That's true. It kind of looks like a picture on a wall. And this looks really good. The one on the right looks really good on on any desk. Any of that type of thing right there. It actually stands really well on the desk, while the other one does look a little bit better on the wall. And of course, when she took a picture of it, she took a picture of it at an angle, because these things are very glossy, as you can tell, and they will reflect your face. So she didn't want to do a face reveal at the same time. So big congratulations to SunnySplosion, and I hope she continues to grow. We have the numbers from Stream Charts here. The top English-speaking VTubers in quarter 1 of 2025. This is not the fiscal quarter of 2025. This is actually the monthly calendar quarter of 2025. We have started off at the top and staying at the top for a very long time. Ironmouse, Koseki Biju, number 2 from Hololive. Vidal, number 3, with, of course, Neuro. Zentreya, number 4. Admiral Baru, which is nice, at number 5. Michimochi V, number 6. Vshoujo, another one. We have Henya the Genius, so Vshoujo has a lot. To see the Immigrant again from Hololive. Shy Lily, number 9. And SKOW at number 10. This is amazing to see. And it's, of course, excuse me, haven't you forgotten somebody? The XQC, of course. Oh, yeah. Suppose he's a VTuber or something like that. That is, I'm not going to say anything about that one. But it is nice, and I'm just going to say this. It is nice to see Ironmouse still make it up there, even though she's not a part of the large organizations. But, of course, with Twitch, she has a lot of followers. She has a lot of hours watched, millions of hours watched, as you can see here. 5.37 million, 4.76 million for BIboo, 4.24 for Neuro, 3.15 for Zentreya, 2.07 for Baru, 1.95 for Michi. Millions and millions. Even the lowest, SK, has 1.36 million. Shy Lily has 1.33 million. So that is there. I don't know why SK is lower than Shy Lily when they have a little bit more. I don't know exactly what they're considering there. Maybe the things are kind of twisted and switched over. Because I would say SK would be number 9 and Shy Lily would be number 10, just based on numbers alone. So, of course, this is great to see, because that means that they're not staying stagnant. They're continuing to grow. They're continuing to get views, no matter whether they are on Twitch or on YouTube. They're continuing to get views. And that is always a good thing for any talent out there. In a further cleansing of the soul, or being kind, or whatever you want to call it, just having some fun, we have Nene, Momosuzu Nene, who is a part of Hololive's 5th generation JP. She is dealing with, like, this is HoloEarth, by the way. This is a meta type thing that they're doing. This is, metaverse type thing that they're doing. And it is something that's growing and is having, continuous updates. So she went back in there, and for some reason, she just is having a lot of fun. Let's go. Let's see. She's stuck in the position. She can't leave. Oh, God. And look, everyone else is like, okay, we're just going to follow. We're going to follow Nene. We're going to follow wife. We're going to follow wife. And all the same. Oh, this is hilarious. I love it. They're all just like, yes. They're like, she's heave ho, heave ho. She got stuck, but everyone's doing it now. Everyone's doing it now. I love this. And she's just running with it. She's like, fuck it, I'm just running with it. Oh, man, this is fun. This is why I show it to you guys, even though it's like, a little bit longer, etc. I just love showing this type of stuff. And Nene being the sweet woman that she always is. Sheena Faultline, who is a member of the BMKG, which is the Meteorology, Climatology, Geophysics agency inside of Indonesia. She is their VTuber, basically their meteorology VTuber, and news and weather and all that kind of stuff. Mainly weather more than anything. They are coming back. Because of some funding issues that they had. From what I understand, it was more funding issues for the department, for meteorology, for that kind of stuff. Since it is a government-run agency, there were some issues with that. But we now have them coming back. That is good news, of course, for anybody who was a fan or just is a fan of VTubing and wants, everyone to have a chance. It's wonderful to have in a way, having the government VTuber, but not like a government VTuber, more like a meteorology VTuber, more like a, weather VTuber, still run by the government, but you know what I mean. So here is one thing that they posted recently.
Dilaporkan meninggal dunia akibat gempa tersebut.
Gempa bumi berkekuatan magnitudo 7,7 dan warga panik karena ulah gedung.
There you go. What the heck? What is that? Why? What? This is actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of cool. Sheena's back, not just for content, but for a cause. educating, empowering, and standing with you to understand and face disasters. So yeah, I mean, having a face to those types of things, a face that, you know, in this case, children and others and anyone else who else wants to watch it, but it's a little bit more welcoming to children as well, to have a VTuber there, is something that is good to see. It's absolutely something that is good to see, and I am very, very happy that she is coming back, and they got whatever things with money dealt with and handled and everything. So, of course, very, very big congratulations for Sheena for coming back to this, and I hope that she continues to have fun. I hope the community is very happy about this as well. We do have some news, as you may or may not have heard over the news, stuff like that. There is some drop in tariffs from both the US and China. They're going to be dropping it like over 100%. So, changes threshold MPF taxation in the US, and updated list of products made in China PDF. So this is their Hololive ones made in China. This is a humongous page report of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages of the things that they have made in the US. There are changes to duties at checkout that have been made. See the comment. They have, of course, custom duties orders delivered to the US. As of May 13th, they are going to be dropping. It says, everything has been kind of already said before, how the tariffs now, you don't have the de minimis thing, which basically means that you don't have a minimum before you get charged tariffs. And, of course, the tariffs have been lowered to the next 90 days. U.S. tariffs on China's good go to about 30%. This is only for people buying goods from large companies like Hololive and things like that. And this will likely only affect duties for incoming Holo merch. We'll keep you updated on Hololive news. So this is the primary thing here. And of course, we have here, updates have been made to duties calculations in the Hololive production official shop based on recent changes to U.S. trade policy. Image on the left reflects checkout page seen on May 13th. So this is, yes, you see this, the duties are no longer $200 as it used to be. Now it is $75, which is still a lot, but it isn't 200%, as you can see here. So that is much, much better than it was before. And this should give a nice break to people who are trying to get some Holo merch. And any merch, actually, from large companies like that. Ina, or Nino my Inanis, as seen here, is the wonderful member of Myth, one of the surviving members of Myth, as one has become an affiliate and one has graduated. She recently has, though, some good news. The good news is that she has become a Chunibyo. If those of you who know about Japanese, at least the anime lore, Chunibyo is like 8th grade syndrome, where they start thinking there's some like increased magical being. There's some magical being that has magical powers, except for her, she actually does, because she has the book of the ancient ones, if I'm not mistaken. And so it's, of course, on her YouTube channel, and people are wondering what she's going to actually be. One of them guessed it right, kind of the whole look right there. Other ones have good ideas. Of course, a lot of them guessed the high school girl thing. A lot of them guessed the high school girl thing. Some of them did give her really nice outfit ideas, I think, for the future. Because, like, these people are just, like, really good artists. Overall, just really good art. All shown for Ina. Oh, and they also had the dark one there, too. Nice. Oh, this one is because of, solo leveling. This is basically a solo leveling, it's a Korean manhwa, solo leveling thing. Basically a whole thing with that. It is pretty good if you take a look at it. But right now, we're going to go to when she actually shows her stuff. Of course, always start with the grippers first. Then you move up to the knees, to the thighs, and of course, the full look. This is her high school look. And of course, she has the jacket, which is very nice, like the raincoat. I think it's a coat more than a jacket, it's a coat. My bad. But then she has that, and she has shown her Chunibyo self.
Could you be the one I was looking for this whole time? My left eye that has sealed the red-eyed black dragon aches from our
Then she has a Necronomicon
from our
on the right.
encounter. I can feel it. I can feel it. The power. Wait, the music's over. It's going again. Could it be? It's the power!
It's been released! The power has been released.
I can feel it. The destiny. The wait.
That's what I wanted to show you. I want to show you that part. She became a little bit of a chunibyo at the end, which is hilarious to see. Of course, I love showing you guys the new outfits, and Ina was no exception. I love how she went into it. Love how she went into the whole role of it. I love that. I love when they do that. Cover, which is the agency, the organization that runs and owns, the corporation that runs and owns Hololive, Holostars, Hololive ID, EN, all those other branches, Device, Flowglow, all that kind of stuff, has put out their 2025 fiscal year. Remember, 2025 fiscal year ends in May and 2026 fiscal year starts. It's kind of a weird thing. It's a Japanese fiscal year as far as I know. It's a little bit of an odd one, but yes, 2025 fiscal year has happened, ended, etc. Let's take a look at everything here. Of course, they have merchandising being 47% of their earnings, with streaming only being 22%, concerts being 18%. So that's the reason why they're moving into concerts a little bit more, with streaming content also being a part of it. They are almost neck and neck with the amount of money that they make them. So, of course, you have performers, avatars, kind of explaining what a VTuber is, and it becomes that. So they're saying that live streaming is 21.5%, concerts 17.9%. You have merchandising 47%, that's digital, and actual merchandising. Licensing of merchandise out to different companies is 13%. So that's still pretty big. You know, they do have a larger, both them and Company A have a good amount of the percentage of the VTuber market in YouTube content and things like that. They are number of affiliate VTubers, 89. Number of channel subscribers, 97 million, so about 1 million per VTuber. Some more, of course. Some are 4, some are 3, some are 2, etc. Number of VTubers with over 1 million. About half of them have over 1 million subscribers, Aki Rosenthal being one of the most recent ones. So average number of unique users, 27.92, and overseas viewers, 30.1. So a third of their viewers, close to a third of their viewers, less than third, but very close to a third, is, of course, external, like us, overseas, like myself. They do want, just going to go over the main numbers here to not bore you guys too much. Number of subs, 98.4 million compared to Company A. We all know that's Nene Sanji. Any color, 83.2. Company B, like Brave Group, I guess, etc., is going to be 13.3. And then we have number of VTubers with over 1 million, 4, 7 for them. The yearly revenue, 43.4 million, billion Japanese yen in this case. The other one is 40 billion Japanese yen. Number of VTubers, 89 versus 185. So for the amount of VTubers they have, they make more money. You have, of course, the top 10 female streamers that are, period, in the world in 2024 of hours watched. Usada Pekora and Sakura Miko had around 30 million, 34 million for her, 29 million. So they do have 4 of the top 5, with Ironmouse being the only one who is in the top 5 other than them. And of course, you have Mira, Amiru, Amaranth, and others there. So they do make the top 5. And also the streaming content of the revenue that they had compared to last year, they did have a raise in revenue streaming content. Concerts as well went up. You had merchandising, which went up, almost doubled. And of course, licensing went up a little bit more. Of revenue drivers, year-on-year growth rate, average number of monthly users, 27.92, of multiplied by 10,000, I guess. Be millions in this case, millions here. Number of videos, 118,000 in this case. Number of visitors, 520,000. Number of concerts, 15. So they had a 52% increase on that. That's a lot. They had number of visitors, 520,000. So that means pretty much around fest time, you had about close to that much for last year's fest and this year's fest. It keeps growing. Number of companies, approximately 370 that are licensing and collaborating with them. The different number of shipments of merchandise in the tens of thousands, which is about 4 million here, 2.7 million here. It's all big. You know, basically this one here is expansion, competitive advantages, all these type of things. But you guys are more worried about the numbers. A lot of people want the numbers. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? They're just doing expansion here. They're showing that the company wants to expand. The areas that they can expand And the growth in overseas revenue so far has been an up and up. Progress is content of supply quantity, overseas VTubers, number of video views for just VTubers in all in all. And, this is basically giving you an idea of what the VTubers are doing in the market. They have Holo Indie, Hololive, and HoloEarth. They do have some developer costs, especially Hololive Productions IP licensing out to other games, developers, and HoloEarth itself. They're costing them some money, of course. HoloEarth is in 1.0. They're doing, it's saying HoloEarth is having an impact of costing them some money with operating expenses and having the personnel in there. Medium to long term, they of course want to keep growing in the VTuber thing. Revenue and operating profit, of course, 43,000 million, which is a billion, 43 billion Japanese yen. It's all growing up. Quarterly revenue by services, streaming content, it's still not a large majority. Merchandising, as mentioned before, is like something like 40%. Their revenue year on year is doing well. They're expecting to grow another maybe 20% in the next year. The margin is still pretty high for them when it comes to profit margin. Operating profit is 8 billion yen, margin 18%. Ordinary profit is 7 billion with 18% margin, etc. All these numbers are great. That means that they're making money. Of course, for the investors, they want them to be making much more money. Their breakdown here of forecast, cost of sales is, of course, going to take about half of the revenue is going to be the cost of sales, but half of gross profit is going to, more than half of gross profit is going to be the cost of doing business. Upfront investment and expenditures with R&D, all these other things is what they're going to be doing. That's what they're mentioning here. They're still going to be continuing to use this. They're still going to be continuing to do R&D and other things in order to grow their business. Business growth, of course, opportunities that they're seeing. They do hope to, by 2030, double their Japanese yen income, including with, of course, their profits as well. They are trying to grow in various areas. They're trying to, grow in concerts, merchandising, Holo Indie, all these different spaces, HoloEarth, other places to try to get more profit, as any business would. Drivers of business, the key measures, they want to strengthen content supply through co-creation, establish global earnings base, expansion earnings into new business areas. They want to roll out TCG globally, because remember, TCG made them a lot of money. They made a lot of money last year when it first came out. They want to establish merchandise distribution in North America and Asia, especially now with the tariff situation. They want to do that. They want to maximize performance through allocation, development, and human resources for their human capital, which is their VTubers. They, of course, are also mentioning here for the shareholders, they want to give them a better return, of course, which is what the shareholders always want. They do want to continue having investment growth as well. Wanted to continue having investors go in and give them more money, of course. And they're saying, the business operating structure, Yago is the president CEO, CTO is Iko, Shuhei is senior vice president, CFO is Yosuke Kaneko, Takashi is the senior vice president, etc., etc. Their appendixes are, of course, the places where they explain the revenue ratio by VTuber. And I do want to go over some things that people pointed out here. 266,000 people attended Six Fest and Expo, the most recent 2025 Fest and Expo. That is impressive for anything. For a very niche product, which is a VTuber Expo, for a company, that is a lot. That is a lot. Over 25K hours of yearly content, basically 3 years every single year. These are the commentators, of course, I'm very glad for them to put out here in Hololive. Talent remuneration was 57.29 Japanese yen, which I skipped. I did miss that one. And of course, it was approximately 39 million US dollars as of the current exchange rate. Approximately 438,000 per talent, if you just do it per talent. But of course, here's the thing. Some talents, like for example, Usada Pekora, other big ones, other big creators, like maybe Mori Calliope, other ones that are bringing in bigger numbers, bigger things, are going to be getting more of that pie. And then you have ones that maybe have lower numbers, like the Holostars boys, things like that, have lower numbers overall. That doesn't mean every single person reaches 439K per talent. That is, 438K, I think Japanese yen, or maybe US dollars, but still, it's a lot of money. Some maybe like Pekora are getting close to 430K or more, and others that maybe are producing less and having less content, less sales, etc., get a little bit less. Also, remember, this is the remuneration is basically the money paid to them. This is also including the stipend, the monthly stipend, weekly stipend, whatever, the salary that is given to each and every member of Hololive. And that is it. More popular talents are making more. Super chats, merchandise, and monetization. Yes, exactly. That is only if you split it evenly. So yes, there are going to be some that are going to be making $1 million. There's some going to be making 20,000 per month or per year, whatever. It depends. That's why a lot of HoloStars boys do have second jobs. It is one of those things. So of course, the high earners are going to be like Peko, the ones that are at the top, and that's normal for a company because this one is very much a what you produce, and it is based on what you do, not based on you just being a member of Hololive. So this is also good. It says about 60,000 a year from super chats alone. Some of them, and when slowed down or streaming a bit, and it's basically like Fauna. Fauna got 60,000 a year from super chats. So it depends on what it is. It really is a kind of crapshoot on how much it's going to be. Some years it's going to be less. Some months it's going to be more. Some things, it's just one of those things. It's very, very impressive. It was on their historic trends and cost of sales presentation. That's where it was. They do count Fuao and Mokoko as one person. I don't think they're going to combine the salary because they maybe go on social security numbers or, employee numbers or whatever. They count them as one person in the creation of things, but probably two people in the way that they pay them. At least that's what I would think would be fair. They probably split it straight in half. Because, that's fair. That's honestly fair. They're both sharing the same channel, so they probably do that way. Who knows how they do it? But those intangible assets and other things like that are things that are mentioned there. But I did want to go over some of the things that people pointed out here. It's a long one. I do apologize for that, but I wanted you guys to get the full number of everything. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. Why do I do that? Because I want it to be a positive space, a space where we can help each other out instead of knocking each other down. That is the main reason why I do these things, and I want to do this for this VTuber here, Poko, who recently debuted. Let's take a look at them. They are a small brain alien bunny VTuber. So cute. Let's take a look at their Twitch here. It says Poko small brain alien bunny EN VTuber debuted April 5th. And let's take a look at something that they've done.
I'm breathing. How do you say perdo in English? Thank you, Lemon. 7 gift subs, thank you. So, if I perdo today, call the ambulance.
Okay. She's finally breathing, people. We have, of course, their main channel here, where they have some shorts. They primarily looks like they're doing shorts on their main channel, and also they have a VOD channel, a place where they place all of their VODs. They download them, put them on there, and make sure that you can see them there. That is, of course, again, Poko, and I am so thankful for you allowing me to showcase you on my channel, Baka Poko, whichever one you want to be called. I do hope this helps you in some way, and it helps you grow in some way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news, or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.